All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We're looking at what a tactical security expert, a corporate executive, a modern podcaster, and, believe it or not, the 16th century philosopher Machiavelli all have in common when it comes to thriving in a chaotic world. We've pulled together some fascinating insights from tactical violence prevention protocols, cutting-edge corporate strategies from IMD Business School, historical philosophy, and modern personal development. So here's a question for you. Are you operating in a constant state of distraction, or do you have the focused clarity required to be truly, dangerously effective in high-pressure situations? Now, in a world that's constantly pulling our attention in a million different directions, being dangerous doesn't mean being volatile or a threat. It means being precise. It means you know exactly what you want, you communicate it clearly, and you have the proven frameworks to execute when the pressure is on. To build this ultimate effective individual, we're going to follow a 5-part playbook. 1. Mastering situational awareness. 2. Defining your target. 3. Decisions under pressure. 4. Projecting power and competence. And 5. Building humble conviction.
Part 1. Mastering situational awareness.
The absolute foundation of personal effectiveness starts with keeping your head up long before a crisis even hits. Think of true tactical awareness like a giant iceberg. The deepest layers of mental conditioning, they happen completely below the surface, totally invisible to everyone else. When we see someone who appears effortlessly in control, what we aren't seeing is the internal 360-degree radar sweep they're constantly running. They are controlling the controllable and simply letting go of the rest. This internal radar translates into actionable states of mind. Moving through the tactical awareness color codes, you absolutely have to avoid condition white. That's the lowest level where you're switched off, maybe staring at your phone, or just oblivious to your surroundings. Instead, you want to strive to operate in condition yellow. That's where you're calm, relaxed, yet totally alert to your environment and the body language of the people around you. Condition orange is that heightened awareness when something just feels wrong. And condition red, that's when you are taking decisive action. And here is why this matters in the real world. Petty thieves and predators actively hunt for individuals who are stuck in condition white. The very first time a switched-off person realizes they're in trouble, honestly, it's already too late. A conscious, head-up radar sweep is your first and best line of defense. As the tactical sources remind us, carefulness costs you nothing, but carelessness could cost you everything.
Part 2. Defining your target.
Once you're physically aware of your surroundings, you need to develop profound internal awareness by defining exactly what you want out of life. We hear so much today about imposter syndrome and faking it till you make it, right? Well, our sources suggest a radically different approach. Just knock it off. The reality is remarkably simple. If you are actively doing the thing, whether that's running, writing, leading, or building, then you are the thing. If you write today, you're a writer. It is only deceitful if you claim to be an expert without actually putting in the work.
A dangerously capable person is never wishy-washy. They don't just sit around consuming outrage on social media or letting politicians dictate their goals. They identify their targets precisely. They write them down every single day to create that crystal clear focus. They toss out that imposter syndrome, and most importantly, they bravely step outside the safety of their comfort bubble. Because everything you actually want, the growth, the experiences, the fulfillment, lives right outside that comfort zone.
Part 3. Decisions under pressure.
So we've got our awareness dialed in and our targets locked. Now, how do highly effective people actually execute complex decisions when the heat is on? Looking at an IMD Business School case study on high-stakes business environments, we see that executing under stress isn't about just relying on pure gut instinct. It actually requires actively managing your emotional responses and leaning on structured decision-making models to maintain clarity when things get chaotic. You can seriously boost your effectiveness by using specific frameworks. For situational awareness, professionals use the OODA loop. That's observe, orient, decide, act. For cognitive agility, they run a pre-mortem analysis to anticipate what could go wrong before it actually does. And for decision speed, they leverage the 40-70 rule. This is a real game changer. It means you make a decision when you have between 40 and 70% of the information. If you wait for more than 70%, you are moving way too slowly to be effective in a crisis.
What's amazing is how universal this all is. This modern corporate cognitive agility beautifully echoes Machiavelli's historical call for prudence, as noted in research from Old Dominion University. It just proves that calculated, decisive action, balancing speed with careful evaluation, is a completely timeless principle of effective leadership. Part 4. Projecting power and competence. Okay, so we have the internal and tactical stuff sorted out. But effectiveness isn't just about what happens in your head or on a spreadsheet. It is heavily determined by how you present yourself and project power to the outside world. The words you choose are literal tools. Thousands of years ago, if you went into battle, you'd master a sword. Today, the noises we make with our mouths are our most important weapons and tools. Highly effective individuals use their words deliberately. They don't use them to tear others down. That just makes you volatile. They use words to edify, inspire, and influence people toward a shared positive outcome. And hey, communication goes far beyond just words. Whether you realize it or not, your clothing is a physical manifestation of your internal beliefs. A sharp, tailored outfit projects dignity and professionalism. It tells people, I respect this environment. On the flip side, tattered or careless clothing projects a total lack of care, sending a message to others that you really don't value the situation or the people in it. People always say, don't judge a book by its cover. But the reality of human psychology is that everyone naturally makes snap judgments based on appearance. Since we know this is a fact, a dangerously capable person uses it to their advantage. They intentionally curate their look, whether that's a navy suit for a boardroom or athletic wear for the gym, to communicate exactly who they are and what they are there to do, all without saying a single word. Part 5. Building Humble Conviction. We've covered awareness, targeting, decision-making, and projection. But for the final layer of our playbook, we have to balance all this assertive power with the ultimate leadership trait, humble conviction. You must never negotiate your core beliefs just because someone disagrees with you. If you believe in your mission, you have to be bold enough to stand by it. But raw conviction without humility turns into arrogance real fast. If you adopt a zero-cares attitude about what anyone thinks, you will inevitably alienate the exact people you want to lead.
You'll build humble conviction by reading the room. You can hold firmly to your core mission while catering your delivery to your audience. Some people are no-nonsense hard chargers who just need the blunt bottom line. Others might be hesitant, fearful, or processing past experiences, and they require empathy and a much softer approach. Adjusting your delivery to help others understand isn't a weakness. It is the hallmark of a truly effective, influential leader.
So, here is the ultimate equation. Combine condition yellow situational awareness, clearly defined internal targets, structured decisive action, a curated presence, and beautifully balanced humble conviction. That is the playbook for high-stakes effectiveness. The only question left is this. Equipped with these tools, are you going to stay comfortably switched off in condition white? Are you ready to wake up and conquer the chaos today?